Sometimes humans do the impossible just to move water. Canals aren't just water pathways, they're mankind's boldest attempt to bend nature and connect the world, one impossible route at a time. Today, you're about to see canals built over cities, through mountains, and even across entire countries. These aren't just engineering wonders, they're jaw-dropping, unbelievable creations that will leave you stunned. Get ready to discover the most insane and breathtaking canals ever built. Venice's water highway. Venice doesn't have roads like other cities, it floats on water. Right through the middle of this magical place runs the Grand Canal, the biggest and most important waterway in the city. It starts near the Santa Lucia railway station and ends at a basin near San Marco. Instead of cars and buses, people travel here by water buses, private boats, taxis on water, and the famous gondolas. It's like Venice's main road, just made of water. The canal is lined with over 170 old buildings built between the 1200s and 1700s. These were once homes and offices for rich merchants and noble families. Their beautiful fronts all face the canal, showing how important the water was for trade and power. Some even believe this canal was used by the first settlers long ago. So, the Grand Canal isn't just beautiful, it's a piece of living history. Egypt's powerful waterway. The story of the Suez Canal is not just about water and trade, it's about survival and power. Egypt doesn't have rivers everywhere like some countries, so long ago, people had to get creative just to bring water through their land. That's when the French stepped in and built the Suez Canal, a man-made water path that completely changed Egypt's future. But this canal was never just about water. It became one of the most important routes in the world for moving goods between countries. What's wild is how Egypt turned this canal into a power move. They didn't just sit back and watch others use it. No, they used it as a tool of control. When political tensions rose, Egypt didn't hesitate to shut it down to make a point. One time, during a war, they blocked the canal for 8 straight years. That bold decision showed the world that Egypt wasn't afraid to stand its ground, even if it meant stopping global trade right in its tracks. Power of the Panama Canal. Back in the day, sending a ship from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific used to be a nightmare. Ships had to sail all the way around South America, a dangerous and insanely long trip. But everything changed with the idea of building a shortcut through Panama. While many believe the United States came up with the idea, it was actually the French who started digging in the 1880s, but the project nearly collapsed until U.S. President Teddy Roosevelt stepped in and pushed it to completion. It took nearly 10 years and a ton of hard work, but by 1914, the Panama Canal was finally open, and the world would never be the same. What makes the canal amazing is how simple it looks, but how powerful it is. Ships enter giant docks called locks, get raised or lowered like an elevator, and come out on the other side ready to sail. In its first year, 1,000 ships passed through. By the 2000s, that number jumped to over 14,000 every single year. The Panama Canal changed world trade forever. And even today, it's still one of the most important shipping routes on Earth. Amsterdam's Lifeline Canal. This might sound simple, but one canal completely changed the way the Netherlands connects to the world. The Amsterdam Rhine Canal was built to help the country reach bigger rivers and oceans, especially during hard times and for faster trading. Before this canal, the main city of Amsterdam couldn't easily connect to the Rhine River, which links to many important places across Europe. Now here's the shocking part. Today, around 100,000 ships travel through this one canal every year. That makes it the busiest man-made waterway in the world. Without it, the Netherlands would struggle to trade as quickly or easily. It's not just a canal anymore. It's the reason the country stays strong in business and trade even today. France's 350-year-old canal still works. This canal is more than just water and stone. It's one of the oldest working canals in all of Europe. The Canal du Midi in France was built way back between 1667 and 1681, and it's still flowing strong today. What made it so special? It connected the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea. Something that once felt completely impossible But once the canal was done, it changed everything for France. Trade grew fast, travel became easier, and it became a symbol of genius engineering. Even now, it's not just a piece of history, it's a proud UNESCO World Heritage Site. That means it's protected forever because it's just that important. Venice's giant water street. This is not just any waterway, this is the Giudecca Canal in Venice, and it's like the main road of a city that forgot to build streets. Venice isn't built for cars, nope, the whole place is floating on water, and this canal slices right through it like a river through a painting. You can't drive here, but you can glide on boats while the city waves back with its historic buildings and stunning views. Now here's the magic. The Giudecca Canal isn't just a way to get around, it's a show in itself. It separates big islands, passes by famous landmarks, and gives tourists the kind of postcard moments they never forget. When people come to Venice, this canal is usually one of their first stops, and it's easy to see why. It's beautiful, peaceful, and feels like something straight out of a dream. Amsterdam's most impressive canal. Ever seen a city built around water? Welcome to Amsterdam, where canals are more than just pretty sights. They're part of life. One of the most famous canals here is called the Keizersgracht, and yes, it's hard to pronounce. But this canal isn't alone. It's one of 3 that wrap around the city like a belt, showing how deeply Amsterdam loves its waterways. Now, here's what makes Keizersgracht special. It was the second canal built out of the 3, but it's the widest one. It's not just used for boats, it's a top spot for tourists too. Along both sides, you'll find old monuments, beautiful buildings, and views that make it feel like walking through history. Singapore's canal that turned into a park. This canal once looked like nothing special, just a plain concrete waterway flowing into the Singapore River. But something changes as you pass under a bridge. Suddenly, you're in a whole new space. For years, the Alexandra Canal was just a connection between waterways, nothing fancy, but Singapore had a different vision for it. Here's the twist: the government didn't want it to stay dull and lifeless. They launched a big plan to make their city greener, cleaner, and more fun for people. So this canal got a total makeover. Now it has play zones, peaceful nature spots, and walking areas where families and kids hang out. It's no longer just water and concrete, it's a living part of the city now. Secrets beneath the canal in Paris. This canal in Paris hides more than just water. Saint-Martin Canal looks calm on the surface, but it has a surprising story. It was built to connect 2 water bodies and to give Parisians a new way to travel. What makes it special is that it flows both above and below the streets. Today, it's a peaceful spot where tourists enjoy boat rides and locals relax by the beautiful cast iron bridges. But here's where things get interesting. Over time, people have thrown so much trash into the water that the canal needs to be drained regularly. And when that happens, crowds gather just to see what's been hiding underneath. From old bicycles to lost treasures, the bottom of the canal reveals some shocking surprises every time it's cleaned. The legendary Erie Canal. Back in the 1800s, something big was built that changed New York forever. The Erie Canal. This massive waterway, completed in 1825, connected New York State to the Great Lakes and made trade faster and cheaper. At that time, America was growing fast, and this canal helped move goods and supplies into the western frontier. It stretched an incredible 584 kilometers, making it the second longest canal in the world when it opened. This canal didn't just carry boats, it carried dreams. After it was built, New York's economy exploded and trade with the Great Lakes became smoother than ever. Today it's mostly used for fun and sightseeing, but its impact still echoes in American history. The Erie Canal isn't just a waterway, it's a symbol of how bold ideas can shape a nation. How a canal changed Toronto forever. This story takes us straight to Canada, where something very clever was built to solve a huge problem. The Niagara Falls may be beautiful, but it was once a massive headache for ships. You see, the falls are part of the Niagara River, which connects 2 big lakes. But because of the powerful water and steep drops, boats couldn't get through. That's where the Welland Canal comes in. This canal was built as a smart shortcut, letting ships move safely around the falls, and guess what? It worked so well that it completely changed the future of Toronto. Thanks to this water route, trade became easier and the city grew fast, turning into one of Canada's most important places. The dark secret behind a Russian canal. At first glance, the White Sea-Baltic Canal looks like just another waterway in Russia, built to help ships reach the Baltic Sea faster. But behind its calm surface hides a dark and painful past. This canal wasn't built by regular workers. It was made by prisoners who were forced to work day and night. These people didn't have a choice, and the work was so hard that around 25,000 of them died while building it. This wasn't just a construction project, it was a massive tragedy hidden behind a government plan. About 120,000 prisoners were pushed into this deadly labor, treated like tools instead of humans. And sadly, this wasn't the only time forced labor was used in history. The truth is, this canal stands as a painful reminder of how power and cruelty often hide behind big achievements. Sweden's 200-year-old water highway. Ever heard of a canal so old it started as just an idea in the 1500s? That's exactly how the Göta Canal in Sweden began. A man named Hans Brask came up with the idea to link Sweden's west coast to the Baltic Sea, but no one acted on it for over 200 years. Then, in 1810, things finally moved, and the country started its biggest project ever. More than 58,000 people worked on it, and it took 20 years to complete. Now, here's the amazing part. That same canal still runs strong today. It's not just a piece of history. It's still used for transport, travel, and even tourism. What started as a dream centuries ago became a living part of Sweden's story. The forgotten Greek canal. Here's something surprising about Greece. It's full of water routes, and one of the most amazing is the Corinth Canal. Built in 1893, this canal was a big deal back then. It cuts right through a narrow piece of land at sea level, which means ships didn't need to wait for locks to open or close, just a straight path through. For the time, that was pretty advanced and smart. But even with its cool design, things didn't go exactly as planned. The canal turned out to be too narrow for most modern ships. Even in its early years, not many ships used it because it was risky. The area's rocky cliffs often caused landslides, making it dangerous to cross. Today, it's mostly a tourist spot where people enjoy the view and take relaxing boat rides. So while it looks stunning, the Corinth Canal became more of a sightseeing spot than a busy waterway. Germany's shortcut canal. This canal might look simple, but it's a game changer. In Germany, there's a waterway called the Kiel Canal that connects the North Sea to the Baltic Sea. Without it, ships would have to travel an extra 460 kilometers around a stormy peninsula, which is not only dangerous, but also expensive. Thanks to this smart shortcut, ships can avoid all that trouble and reach their destinations faster and safer. Now, here's the wild part. Around 90 ships pass through the Kiel Canal every single day. That's about 32,000 ships every year, carrying nearly 100 million tons of goods. It's one of the busiest man-made waterways in the world. For shipping companies, this canal saves a lot of time, money, and stress, and that's why it's so important. The canal that reversed a river. Back in the 1800s, Chicago had a serious problem. Its sewage was flowing straight into Lake Michigan, which also happened to be the source of the city's drinking water. People started getting worried, and for good reason. If that dirty water mixed with what they were drinking, it could make the whole city sick. So instead of just cleaning the river, the city did something shocking. It reversed its flow. That's how the Chicago Sanitary and Ship Canal was born, sending the treated water safely into another river far from their drinking supply. But the story doesn't end there. This canal wasn't just about cleaning up waste, it was also built strong enough for ships to pass through, and here's the twist, it became a model for one of the biggest canal projects in the world, the Panama Canal. Some of the same engineers who helped flip the Chicago River later helped dig through the mountains and jungles of Central America. What started as a fix for dirty water became a world-changing design. The canal that changed Belgium forever. You might not expect Belgium to have something so massive and important, but the Albert Canal is full of surprises. Back in the 1930s, traveling between two big Belgian cities by water took nearly a whole week. Then came the Albert Canal, and suddenly that long journey dropped to just 18 hours. This cut travel costs and boosted trade across the country. Funny enough, it was started by a German company, finished by a Belgian one, and then taken over by Germany again during World War II. But the canal's real purpose didn't shine until after the war ended in 1946. When the war was over, the Albert Canal came to life, and so did Belgium's trade. Millions of pounds of goods flowed through this waterway, helping connect the country like never before. Today, it's not just for business, it's also a peaceful spot for cycling, with smooth roads and beautiful farmlands along both sides. If you're ever in Belgium, don't skip this place. It's not just a canal, it's a piece of living history. The canal that defied gravity. So this canal isn't just water and boats, it's pure engineering genius. In Belgium, the Canal du Centre might not be the longest, just 20.9 kilometers, but it solved a huge problem. People wanted to connect two rivers, but the height difference between them was so big that it would have needed 32 locks. It was slow to start, paused a few times, and then World War I made things worse, but the dream never died. Even though it struggled in the beginning, the canal slowly got better over time. By 2002, it was strong enough to carry much bigger boats, and traffic through it tripled. Today, the Canal du Centre is a symbol of patience, clever thinking, and never giving up. Exactly why the people of Belgium are proud of it. The canal that time left behind. Once upon a time in the 1790s, the Scottish lowlands had a big problem. People had no easy way to travel between places like Forth and Clyde. That's when the Forth and Clyde Canal came to life. It wasn't massive, only about 56-kilometer long, but it was just enough to connect people and move small boats from one side to the other. For the people of that time, this canal was a game changer. It helped trade, travel, and gave life to nearby towns. But here's the twist. As technology moved forward, the canal started to fall behind. Trains became faster, boats became bigger, and suddenly this narrow little waterway just couldn't keep up. It was too small for modern ships, and railroads were way more practical. So the canal was shut down. Today it still exists, but not for trade or transport. Now it's just a quiet place for people to enjoy a peaceful boat ride or walk along the water. A small reminder of how things used to be. The German canal that changed Europe. This canal might look like just a long waterway, but it's one of Germany's most powerful connections to the world. The Mittelland Canal was built to link the eastern and western parts of the country, but it quickly became much more than that. It now connects Germany with countries like France, Switzerland, Poland, and the Czech Republic. That means goods can move smoothly across all of Europe using this single canal. It's not just useful for trade, it's a lifeline for many countries doing business together. Even after surviving 2 world wars and the time when Germany was split into East and West, the Mittelland Canal is still working strong today. It's more than just a trade route, it's a piece of living history. That brings us to the end of our journey through the world's most amazing canals. If these canals blew your mind, imagine what else is out there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-bending wonders from around the world.